So I'm currently in Staunton, Virginia with a group of 10 students as one of the student leaders. So we have just arrived here yesterday and have been working on cleaning up the house a little bit for a woman who will be moving in when the project is all done.
I am a senior at Boston College and I'm a member of the Appalachia Volunteers group at BC. So this is my 4th year doing one of these APA Volunteers trips. And each year I've just found it to be a really fulfilling experience. I've been able to see so many different parts of the country, whether it was working within community centers or working with Habitat for Humanity. And I loved my Habitat trip last year. So I just wanted to do it again and to be able to make a difference for someone, even if it's just a small part of the process.
The structure is mostly built. We've been doing a lot of cleaning. There's a ton of extra wood and things, and when they were building sort of the walls in and the foundation, there was just a lot of sawdust and extra things. The crew that we've been working with today said that it was hard for them to sort of dedicate time to do that because they only have so many hands in which they want to do sort of the more technical, detail-oriented stuff for building the house, like the electricity and the plumbing. And they were looking forward to us coming because they just needed 20 hands to move a bunch of stuff out of the house so that they can continue working on it. I really hope that we get to meet the woman whose home we're working on. I think they mentioned she's a little bit older, and this project has been ongoing for 2 years. Her current rent, I think they were saying, has gone up a ton. It's tripled, and they said that she's spent a lot of time already on the site, and that's part of the Habitat for Humanity is the inhabitants that will be moving in, the homeowners, have a big hand in the building and the project of their house. And so I hope we get the opportunity to meet her.
It was amazing meeting Becky in person. She is even sweeter and more hardworking than I could have imagined. We immediately greeted her with hugs. She brought us donuts, which was the cutest thing ever. I was just really inspired by the way she immediately asked if there was something she could help out with and jumped right in. Overall, she is just so sweet and told her story to us, and I do think she is the most deserving person to have a Habitat home.
I'm a very emotional person, and I definitely wear my heart on my sleeve. And so honestly, just opening the door and seeing her walk in, it did make me cry. I was tearing up. Just because she was so sweet and so grateful and just had such a positive energy.
Seeing the progress on the home was amazing. We've only been here for a few days, but we've definitely seen it go from more of a construction project to almost a completely finished home. When we first walked in, the basement was just full of sawdust, all sorts of trash, just because the contractors have been so busy doing all the essential things that they need to do. And after cleaning that up, you can really envision what that basement space is going to look like for Becky in the future. And then painting the house was amazing too. It just makes it look like a finished product. So it was really cool just to be able to see even that little bit of progress over those few days and see how it's going to be a really amazing home for Becky. We've met so many different people, from those who have been cooking for us, to Bill and Matt, the contractors at the house, to Becky herself. Everyone has been extremely welcoming and generous, and you can really see the love and care that they have for each other and for the entire community of Staunton. Overall, it's really inspiring, and it's something that I hope to carry back with me to BC and into the rest of my life.
During the week and during the encounter, I just had such positive, warm, wonderful, joyful human feelings that I wished I could cultivate forever. And I was like, how can I create a life for myself where I'm always feeling like this, where I'm always feeling connected? I think since that moment, I realized that I wanted to, after college, do similar sorts of work, whatever that may be. And so more recently, I've committed to a year with the Jesuit Volunteer Corps to serve with Missoula Interfaith Collaborative as a housing and job support specialist. I think leaving Staunton and going back to Boston College and beyond that, I just want to highlight the importance of relationships and bringing a smile to people's faces, and I think that can show the very intangible impact of service, even if you're not perhaps building a project from the ground up. I think it matters the conversations that you have had along the way and the experiences that you've been through, and how we can take little pieces of joy and create meaning around those. And so I really hope to return back to school and sort of maintain such a positive, life-giving energy that I feel like we've received throughout this whole week. If you envision yourself or an act of kindness or an act of physical labor or service that you do, you're that sort of pebble being dropped into the pond. And while it can be very, very small and seem like it's not very strong, can't really make a strong impact in the water, it does send off ripples that continue on forever and ever and unfold in ways that you may never even know.